a great comment from Harm's Way Chad, who says he's looking to get some books graded, but he's not sure which to send in. Great comment. I want to go through what we do when we go through a submission process and like kind of how we determine what grades we should or should not grade. And as it pertains to modern books, I'll kind of stick in my lane. I'm not grading a ton of silver or gold. I have graded a lot of bronze and silver, mind you, but I'm definitely someone who's grading a lot more variants in modern books. I'm confident in pressing those more now than I ever have been. So I've been definitely heavy on investing in things like Young Avengers and Next Gen Heroes and things like that. So as it pertains to me choosing what to send down to get graded, it's a combination of a few things that you have to consider. The first, how much did you pay for the book? All right. Did you overpay? Did you underpay? All right. Be real about it. Like, don't forget about that. If you overpaid for a book, you got to factor that into what you're hoping to have happen with this book getting encapsulated. The second thing that you have to do is you need to have a basis of understanding grading. And this can come from the first time that you send down, or you can pay to play and figure it out as you go by submitting and seeing what happens. That's the more expensive way to do it, but it is a way that you will get better regardless of whether you do it in the beginning or not. But I encourage everybody to grade their own comics and get a conservative grade. Get something that you feel like, okay, minimum, I'm looking at a 9.4. If it gets to be a 9.2, okay, maybe minimum it's a 9.2. But be realistic, because then you have a number. You have something you're going for. And then you can factor in what that book would be worth approximately. Obviously, if you're thinking like investments and things can go up and hey, you're dealing with a Tomb 1, maybe it's going to go up in value. Okay, apply that, but that's a secondary application. What you need to do is apply, okay, right now, if I get this book and I paid $50 for it and it comes back at anything less than a, let's say 9.6, then the book isn't going to be worth me grading because a 9.6 goes for, let's say in this hypothetical, $90. Well, it costs between $25 and $30 on average, depending on how much you send and what tiers you do and how you ship it. But let's just say roughly $25, $30. Well, if you're into a book for $70 because of you paid $40, $50 for it and you're grading it for 25 to 30 and the book's worth 80, 90, that means you're tying up your investment for 6, 7, 9 months, depending on the situation, for what? To make $10, $20? And that's if the book retains its value, which there's no guarantee for that either. So maybe walk me through for you what you go through when figuring out if a book is worth grading on average.
This is a tough question. I'll tell you why. By the way, what's up, Harm's Way Chad? He's a supporter on IG. Quite a few of you guys are. Thank you, guys.
Yo, Harm's Way Chad, we're going to be getting you a shipping kit as well. So email us. Thank you for participating and being an awesome member.
Thanks, Harm's Way Chad. Okay, so I say it's a tough question because it's going to be what's important enough to you to have slapped. Okay, so you're asking, you're not sure what to send. So then you got to find out what it is that is important enough to you to slap. So you're like, okay, am I slapping because of value, protecting the book, importance of book,
are you going to just display it? Is it safety? There's a lot of reasons people grade.
Because you want to sell it soon. You're not sure on the grade. These are all things that you need to take into consideration of why you're grading the book. So if you're not sure why, then you really need to have to come to Jesus' moment of like, okay, if I grade this, why am I grading it? Okay, what's important to me? If I'm looking to move the book, then I should have it graded so that it's easier to move. Okay, for me, I've had a lot of my collection raw, but I'm finding that I'm buying enough books right now, all right, that I want to keep, but because of prices of books right now and how expensive they are, that it's becoming harder to maximize that dollar amount on a raw book. And plus, your grading could be off. And then every half a point means so much on a book right now that it's important to know that grade for sure, for yourself especially. Okay, like I'm a pretty conservative grader, so I feel like I leave a lot on the table. So for my personal stuff, I'm going to start getting a lot of my stuff graded so that I have it ready to move. Now, what does that do? That takes up a lot of space. If you have a lot of books and you're limited on space, you're not going to grade everything. You're just going to all of a sudden, a short box that holds 125 books plus, is now going to have 28 books. So you just went to like ×5 on every single short box you had of raw.
Real estate,
if you think
man.
about it, right. And so that means something too on where you live and how much storage you have.
Dude, that's a very real thing, man. Like I've seen some members of the community grading a lot of their stuff, and then I see a picture of their room, and they used to have just a couple shorts, and now it's like a sea of slabs.
Yeah, and you can see those slabs as your girlfriend walks right out the door, and it's like, I'm out of here.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so let's say you're looking at a standard. Okay, so for this reason, I'm assuming Harm's Way Chad is going, okay, I have some keys, and I'm not sure if these keys are worth grading. And let's just say he doesn't have anything major that's like, duh, you got to get that ASM 1 graded. Like, let's talk about just a standard book. Maybe he has a Secret Wars 8 First Black Suit or ASM 252.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not about the value of the book. It's like, what is important to you about it being graded? Like, if you own this book and you're not confident in the grade, okay, and you're not sure, then go get it graded, okay? If you're buying a book and you just bought it and you're not sure, like I said, you thought the guy was wrong, like I said, get it graded, double check it, okay? Or if you're not sure if it's been restored or not, okay? Another thing, you're checking for any type of funny business with these books, all right? Or again, if you want it protected better, if you want to display it, you might as well display it in a holder because it's even more protection. So it's just like, it's not so much a price. It becomes, what is the reason for you to want to spend the money and effort to get it graded?
Sure.
So for me, it's hard for Harm's Way Chad. Like, again, if you just have books you're not sure to get it graded, then if you're not sure, then don't get it graded.
Sure.
Like, what's the point? If you're not sure, then not. If you want to learn about grading, that's another reason to go get graded. Put together 25 books, various grades, same tier, send them off, write it down on a piece of paper, what you think the grades are, so that you can get a quick lesson on learning. Well, I don't know how quick it is because it's going to take a while to get the results, but you will pick things up and understand the baseline for grading. So, yeah, Harm's Way Chad, I want to give you more info. Just DM me, man, if you have more questions, dude.
Yeah, I actually was chatting with Gem Mint about grading comics, and and shout out Gem Mint,
It's
of
your
course.
boy Gem Mint.
And one of the ways that he got confident in grading was just submitting. He's like, yo, dude, I read the Overstreet, I read the stuff, but it's another thing just submitting a book that you think is a 9.4 and seeing a 9.0 and hoping for a 9.8 and getting an 8.5 and going, oh yeah, there is this problem here. I mean, really, practice makes perfect, and that's an expensive way to go about doing it. But if you combine both of those things, you'll get very dangerous.
It's worth the investment. If you're going to be in the hobby, it's worth the investment to learn how to grade.
Okay, well, now I want to so those are some like ways that, like reasoning why people would grade something. There's a lot of different reasons.